Hey, everybody, and welcome to another live episode of The Grid. My name is Scott Kelby, and I'm joined, as always, by distracted RC Concepcion.
What's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? I'm setting up the chat. Setting up
setting up the chat. Well, then it's okay.
El Chato.
El Chato, all right. Good. Busy week. Lots of great stuff going on. Lots of fun stuff.
All right, before we even start anything, I have something that we need to talk about immediately. And that's over there.
Oh, this thing.
I need to talk about that here. Can I get the big one?
Wait, which
the big one? The book.
Okay, all right. We can talk about it.
Let's talk about this first.
All right, this is a book.
All right. Just because this came in and I saw it on his desk and I was like, whoa. You can't just throw a book at me.
It's a book.
Not have me take a look at it. So now, talk to us a little bit about this.
Okay, so this is a project I've been working on. It's a photo book, and I produced this through Lightroom, and it was printed via Blurb. And instead, I did a little pun on the great outdoors. It's called the Great Indoors. Anyway, it is, I'll read you the subhead. It is a photographic celebration of beautiful indoor spaces. So it's museums and libraries and theaters and just different places around the world. And it's an ongoing project, which is why I'm not selling yet. This is just the first one. I wanted to kind of make a copy of it. Which camera are we on? There we go. Kind of wanted to make a copy of it and talk about it. I have two versions. I did the 7-inch little baby version, exact same book.
Okay.
7-inch little baby version. Right, 7x7 out of Lightroom, and then this is also this is a hardcover book, with a little flap. Wait, there we go, the inside flap, and
looks
then
nice. Very pro.
It's they did a beautiful job. Now I will say this, so like I have the Versailles Hall of Mirrors in here, right, and all these different places.
I like the feel of it, though.
Oh, well, can I tell you why?
Yeah.
So can I tell you why it's? I upgraded the paper. So when you're in Lightroom, I'd never done this before. This is the first time I did it. And I tell people on my tour when they're ordering a book to order the small size first before you make a big event. This book was like $24. It was like nothing. So I was like, order a small one first, and that way you can see if you make mistakes, if you have typos. Guess what? I had typos. I had mistakes. I had an image that I didn't use the high-res version. I didn't pay attention.
Oops.
Well, that was good. Do you want to spend it on this, or you want to buy a hardcover and find that you made the mistake? So I was perfectly fine. That's why I did a test. But I thought I wanted to upgrade the paper. I went to Blurb's like ProLine paper. Mm-hmm. Tremendously better. I thought, well, how much is it going to make a difference? I got to tell you, it does up your price. It's more expensive, right? But
it's your book. It's your work.
Yeah. So I'm not selling the book yet. So it's a work in progress. But that leads up to my next thing real quick before we get to our topic. I'm trying to get in. Now, this is a last minute thing. Mayday, I need your help. Do you know anyone at Yale University? And by anyone, don't say, I know a freshman. I need like the president of the school, the head of the library.
The janitor.
They have an amazing library of rare books. And so the companion to this book, which is Classic Interiors, right, is a book I call Modern Love. It's all laid out and done just like this. It's ready to send off to press, and it's all very ultra-modern interiors. So the same kind of way, done in the same kind of fashion, and it's a very similar layout, but it's called Modern Love, after the David Bowie song. And I might be able to show you actually a little preview of it later, but I want to shoot the Yale has a rare book library.
Okay.
Of course, I didn't know this until today. That is unbelievable looking. It's just incredible. And so I'm going to be in Hartford, Connecticut. The Yale Library is in New Haven, which I found out thanks to Google Maps. It was only a 45-minute drive away. Brad and I would go there with this.
Nice.
So this is something that just came on the market. I got to use it this weekend. It is one of the best lenses I've ever used in my entire life. This is the brand new, you can't get it yet because there's like 1 million back orders, but an 11 to 24 wide angle lens. I shot it this weekend just as a test, so I haven't really done anything serious with it, which is one of the reasons why I would love to shoot this library.
Right.
This is so sharp all the way to the edges. It's crisp, it's amazing. So I have it. I also have the 5DS, the 50 megapixel.
Right.
Imagine these two together. Oof. Anyway, so I want to shoot this weekend, but I'm hoping to do it someplace amazing, and it would then be part of my other book, which is called Modern Love.
Right, that'd be great. I mean, we were taking a look at the lens right before we came on this, and it was just like, well, you have no idea as to how wide 11 is.
11,
but it's not a fish.
It's not.
It's like it's a very rectilinear 11. We're taking a look at some comparison
Yeah, you
pictures.
don't bend. It doesn't
and it's
bend.
really, really
it's
nice.
Very, very nice. I'm fabulous. I love wide angle. Super wide angle to me is where it's at.
Right.
I mean, I want to go super tight or super wide, and this is 11. So I was in love with Canon's 14, which is an amazing lens, but this is 11. You can do 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, to 24. So I'm not a go to 24 guy. I want to be wider than that. But anyway, so if you have a contact at Yale, will you just please drop it in the chat here? Brad is monitoring your comments. And by the way, let's go take a look at Brad if we might for just a moment, please. We all don't have to turn
There
in.
he is.
We all
There
don't
he
have to turn in here and look at him. He's up on the screen. Hi, Brad. How you doing, buddy?
Doing fine. How are you?
Good. How are things with you?
They're good.
What you been doing? What you been up to?
I have been packing for our trip tomorrow. I've been getting pictures for our critique today. Been doing all sorts of fun stuff.
You're a very fun guy. And the Beard's going to be in Hartford tomorrow. We are doing our seminar Friday in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yep.
Sorry, Connecticut. Hartford. I haven't been to Hartford in like 7 years, but I do know this. The last time I was there, I was in Hartford with my wife, Calibra. She was at an aviation conference. She's a pilot, and she was at an aviation conference. And we uncovered something in Hartford that's very, very important. It's the key, what we're building everything this trip around. It's called Plan B Burgers. One of the best burger restaurants anywhere is in Hartford, of all places. So we're going to stop there and eat things we shouldn't. And we've got a very fun show for you today.
That's right. We have the critiques. So a lot of you guys submitted images. We don't have that many. We're just going to, we're going to try
to get through 15.
15. That's a good number.
We're going to get through 15. It's a good number. And we're going to go through them right now. We're going to go ahead and just jump into it. And then we'll talk about other stuff. We have other things to talk about, some other little mini topics.
Okay.
But you ready to get going?
Sure.
All right. So for those of you who are watching our blind critiques for the first time, what the blind critiques are, people have submitted images to us, 3 to 4 images generally. We take a look through them and we give them an honest opinion. Since most people won't give you an honest opinion, everyone goes, "Oh, that's actually pretty good." Hey, nobody. It's very hard to get someone a family member. Like your wife's not going to go, "Yeah, dude, you suck. Sell your stuff." You're not going to. So we don't try to be mean. We try to be helpful. No, Jen would not.
She's very
no, she's very sweet. And something's flying around in here.
I know.
What is that? It's
I
crazy.
Just noticed that.
All right, that came in with Brad, right? And the beard?
No, it's actually, it's been floating around.
Brad looks at me like, no.
Not good. Pull up.
Oh, good. You didn't hear what we said. That's even better. Good. Hey, what is that behind you that's gold? Are you in like a palace? What is that thing? You can see a gold thing behind the picture.
This?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't put it there.
Okay, and we're back. So let's look at the first one. So we're going to look at some images here.
So your wife won't tell you, your mom won't tell you, you'll tell them.
Yeah, well, not you, me, we'll do it together. But we're doing it in love. We want to help. We don't want to just break your spirit. It's not that doesn't help anybody. But So anyway, let's take a look at the first one. And this is just terrible, awful. No, I'm kidding. Totally kidding. This is a nice shot.
Hang it up.
Just kidding. Let's see what we got here.
She looks scared. Sorry.
Okay, this is not bad. Not bad at all. So now now you have to realize RC is married to a ballerina, and RC he's very sticky about his ballet shots. So I'll let RC take this one.
Actually, you know what? I think that the concept is really neat. I like the geometry on it. I like what they did with the reflection. I think it's wonderful. The only sticking point, and it's minute, is I wish it weren't on a gray background. Like I wish the entire thing were either black or white. That's the only thing, that's not even a this is wrong. That is just a preference. If all of this that we're here, if all of this were several stops lighter, that's it. That's the only sticking point that I had. So okay, we swing it.
Now I don't have the auto mask on, so it's going to be a little sticky of a. There we go. That's better. Auto mask does a nice job, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so something more like this would make you happy?
Yeah, I thought something like that I think would look pretty cool. But it has a really nice, and what I like about it, just from a dance standpoint, is there are so many people that are doing dance now. I mean, there's always been people that have done dance, but I feel like I turn on a stream and there's just a lot of dance shots and there's a lot of ballet shots. So it's hard to kind of try to do something that hasn't been done before.
Okay, I've really kind of trashed the masking on this. This would take a few more minutes because the edges of her tutu are and that sounds naughty, but it's not, it needs work. But
Yeah,
okay.
But other than that, I mean, but again,
but
that's
photographically,
not even,
okay,
photographically,
yeah, all right.
photographically, it's great. I
Okay,
thought that they did a
that's
really good
good.
job with that.
I think this is not a bad shot. It's very simple. The lighting is nice. I don't see anything wrong with it. You're not getting much from the subject. I think that you could say that they're looking at you. It looks like the shot before something's about to happen. But I mean, she's attractive. It's lit nice. It's technically right.
Right, but it's just.
But I don't think you're really getting anything from your subject.
Right.
Same thing here. She looks perhaps a little startled.
Yeah, that does have a little fear to it.
Yeah, a little fear factor. And
Crazy
here, I like this. It's very moody. It's got a very, very big vignette on it. I think that these two are probably the best ones in here. This is just kind of a not bad straight up portrait, and this I wouldn't show anybody. This one I would pull out of the batch. Really,
Looks like bad hair too.
Yeah, there's not a lot. I mean, she's attractive, but the pose, her look isn't good. It's almost like, oh, So
You just did it.
yeah, I think you have some stronger stuff. This is one that I would kind of bounce. But you're on the right track. This is not bad stuff. You're getting there.
Yeah.
So I would say keep up the good work.
There's a couple people that are talking about, well, I like the gray. Yeah, and on the dance shot, it looks okay, but you know what? The gray, the way that it's set up right now, makes me feel like something didn't fire.
Right.
It doesn't look like it's an intentional
Okay,
gray. It
but
looks
but
like
you
something
could
didn't
say in
fire.
this case that's your
That's
personal
style.
opinion.
That's
Yeah,
opinion.
this
That
isn't
has
like
nothing to
RC
do
would have
with-
done it differently,
it's a bad shot.
which is
No.
okay. But there's nothing wrong. Here's the black and white. Well, it's not really a good black and white version, by the way, is it? But that's better. But yeah, but I tend to agree with RC that you could do more with the background, but it's really not a.
No, it's not a bad shot at all.
This isn't a make it or break it kind of thing. This is just personal style. But here, I think we have a legitimate thing that I would tell you to work on. So if I was going to tell you what to work on, it wouldn't be light your background differently. It would be work on your emotions from your subject. There's not really much emotion here. She's just looking straight at you. She's looking a little scared at you. If you can get more out of your photos, go look at Joe McNally's work. He really does an amazing job. Gregory Heisler. Look at the emotion they get from their subjects. You look at them and you just want to know more. I look at her and go, okay. You know what I mean? There's no more story. There's no, you don't want to, it's just like, that's a pretty girl and you took a picture. It's nice.
Right.
And it's technically very nicely done. And if your goal was to get a technically nice picture, well, you got one. But if you're trying to get that next level, you got to work on getting emotion and expression.
David Hobby.
And all that.
David Hobby. It reminds me of David Hobby. At one point, he turned around and he said, "It's a technically perfect picture with no soul."
Yeah.
It has no soul.
Yeah.
That has a little bit of soul.
Yeah, the last one there had a little bit of soul there.
So good.
All right. Okay, so we're not off to a bad start. We got somebody started us off pretty good today. All right, let's see what we have here. We got
Shapes.
Some shapes.
More
And
shapes?
some shapes. And some shapes.
This person likes shapes. And iPhone shot.
I'm not sure what to say here. This person's obviously drawn to shapes, which is fine.
That actually
one,
like
this one. Well, you know what it is. I don't think you would like this by itself. In contrast to these, it's much better. Like this is like just a dirty bridge, and that's just some railing. And this looked like, oh, what's going on here?
I wish somebody like on this
If there was
lower
a
right hand corner, like if
person
there's a
or
person
something.
washing something there. Like
Yeah, that would
cool.
add a lot more visual interest, I think. But
Well, yeah.
oh wait, there's somebody there.
Yeah, but not enough.
Yeah,
not enough gesture
Yeah,
to
not
make
enough.
it.
Yeah. So it's, but I think compared to this, which is really a pretty boring shot, and then followed by another kind of boring shot. I'm not trying to be mean, but I mean these aren't. You know what it is? Do you think someone's going to look at this bridge and go, "Wow, nailed it! Wow, that's really amazing"? No, you're just like, it's a bridge. I've
looks
seen
like
it. It's a dirty bridge, not a pretty bridge. It's not like the King George V bridge or
But
something.
they're looking for like shapes and repetition and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but it's not there.
These aren't awesome.
This looks like random
Yeah.
poster for bathroom shot kind of thing. No.
This one is got a little interest, but just a little. And this is. I was walking on the beach, and look, there's some nice clouds came up that day. Yeah, and I'm stuck at what to tell you. I would definitely say I've seen people do shapes that are really, really interesting.
They could have worked this a little bit more.
Yeah, you could have worked this, and you could have worked this a little bit more. They are shapes, but they're not shapes that, like, think about someone looking at this picture. Are they going to look at this picture and go, wow, you're really good. That is amazing. How did you get that? It's just, it's kind of nothing. It's like, oh, you're at the playground or a garden and there was a fence. It's just, I know what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. What I would here we go. Here's what I would recommend to you. Go find photographers that are doing this type of stuff. Look up Dan Steinhardt.
I'm going to pull him up right now.
Dan does some very nice stuff along these lines. And when you see the difference, like when we see Dan, you're going to look at his stuff. Because when I think of shapes, I think of Dan. But there's a lot of people that do that. Find somebody that's really good at it and really study their stuff.
Here's dansteinhardt.com. So I just want to post that up there and leave it up there
Yeah,
for
there
you
it
guys
is.
so you guys could take a look at that.
Dan Steinhardt and Hardt.
So he has a whole section here called Colors and Shapes.
Yep.
If you go inside of here, because wasn't it Jay Maisel that said something about Dan, who was just like, he gets it.
Yeah, Dan. So he was talking for Jay Maisel to mention Dan and go, you know what the thing is? Dan's got it.
Yep.
He's got it. Yeah, take a look. This is just a shape. Now we'll discount the people shots because
I like that. Well, yeah, because it's not
that.
shapes. Yeah, shape.
Look at that.
Yeah, let's just go.
He's got really, really, I mean, for Jay Maisel to say it about him, he gets it, right?
I mean, and that's just.
Oh, that's awesome.
The people.
So I would go look at Dan's stuff. Look at a lot of people's stuff.
I would have never seen that.
No. Shapes can be really, really powerful. And that's what I would do to help you out. That's what I would do. You want to move to the next level? You have a love of it. The good thing about it is because you love shapes so much, your chances of being a success on it are great.
Yes.
But I think you don't know what you're shooting for, so you're just kind of shooting anything.
Right.
So let's work on that. I think you'll be on the right track. So
yeah, look at that.
Oh, look at this. Hey, look.
Shapes.
Yeah. But
He
really
does.
Interesting.
Yeah, he does well.
He does. He does it well.
He's got a gift.
He's got a gift. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to look at more critiques. And when we come back, though, I want to real quickly talk about something RC's working on next week, I think.
That's right.
So he's got some big stuff going on. Big stuff. We'll be right back on The Grid. Don't go away. You're live.
Get the world's best photography, Photoshop, and Lightroom training at Photoshop World. It's 3 non-stop days of real-world training where you can get personal attention and unlimited access to the world's top instructors in photography, Photoshop, and Lightroom. You'll have chances to experience hands-on live shoots and workshops. This is a must-attend conference for photographers, Photoshop, and Lightroom users. Learn more in 3 days than you have in 3 years. Photoshop World. Sign up today.
Hey guys, Christina from Shark Pixel here. Check out my brand new class on kelby1.com. This class is designed to help take your retouching to the next level. From beginner skin techniques all the way to the end where you will achieve your masters in skin retouching. So I hope you'll come check out my brand new class only on kelby1.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to The Grid. Scott Kelby here with, myself, which is RC. I should have done that the other way.
Allow myself
to introduce myself.
Allow myself to introduce myself.
All right, let's just jump into this one because I'm like, this just caught my attention. I'm excited about this.
Okay, well, let's see what we got here. Oh, did we get the first one? Here we go.
Okay.
I like that shot.
Yeah, I like that. I like that shot. Let's see.
Started off strong. Well, it's an interesting location. It looks like this to me. It looks like the Highlands of Scotland or Ireland someplace. And just by judging on the road, this is not like awesome right here. I would have liked to see the same shot from over the winding road more, but this is not bad.
That looks like bad. You know what? That first shot, like, it's okay. Like, you can see that they're going with it. It's just bad time of year, and it's one of those things where it's like It's brown. It's not green. It's not clear. And the horrible part about it is when you do landscape shots, like the first thing, like if you want to do an awesome landscape shot, you have to go to a cool landscape place. Period.
Yeah.
To start.
No, that's step one.
That's
you know
step
what I
one.
would have loved to seen? Well, you would have been this would have been just like it is an amazing shot for a car. Like have an Aston Martin coming up there.
I was just
all
gonna say-
Tim
I was gonna say
Wallace
all Tim
style,
Wallace stuff.
boom. You'd have been like, wow, that's amazing. Because the background, you know what the problem is? The sky isn't bad enough and not defined enough to be
Right.
really
It just looks
exciting.
blah.
Yeah, it looks kind of blah. And
So
I
it's
can't
so
fix
it's just
it here.
So the grass looks brown, the colors look odd, and it's just like
all right, now, but you like this one.
that. I thought was really nice.
Well, I do like the backlittedness of. I love the bokeh or bouquet, however you pronounce it. This one is just. I took this with my cell phone. It's just a snapshot. It was a pretty. The sky was pretty, so I took it. But there's nothing else going on here.
Keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. And these are dead flowers.
Yeah, I mean,
If they're not dead, they sure look dead. I don't know. Are they dead?
yeah,
I mean, it
doesn't
could be a
look-
flower that grows the opposite way of the sun, but I'm just thinking it's not. Pretty color. Pretty color.
nice. Nah, nice.
Yeah, I would just keep. I'd keep at it. You know, you're capable of taking a good shot. You know what I think would help you if I had to give you one bit of advice? Find some more interesting subjects.
Right.
This you were getting warm here. I think
That speaks to me.
technically
I
your
don't know why.
stuff. Technically your stuff is all right. It's all properly exposed.
So, but other than that, I mean, I think it's just. I mean, a couple of the shots. I think this shot. It's just not interesting. The first shot, you just need to revisit the location. I mean, I know people that do landscape photography shots that will go back to that
Yeah,
location
again and
over and
again.
over and over until you find the best shot. This wasn't the best shot for it. The dead flowers just look. If you wanted to try for an experiment in color, I would have gotten in just a little bit tighter so that it's more pink and less green. But other than that,
So, but here's do I have any good news for you? The good news is you're technically accurate. I think if I would have one thing that I say would help you, go find more interesting things.
yes.
So go find more interesting locations. You don't have to worry about your camera settings and stuff. I think you have that down. You have to worry about like vision. If you want to shoot flowers and things like that, go look at some amazing flower photographers. That kind of stuff.
Right.
There you go.
You need location and time and location. Like right now, would you go? So here's a perfect question. We're just talk about landscape while you pull these up. Like Scott, would you go right now to Monument Valley to go shoot a picture of Monument Valley?
I don't know. I would. The first thing I always do is go and research. Is this the right time of the year? When's the best time of the year? I think it's April.
Right. It's either April or they say
Like
in like
October,
October, November.
right. So-
right, great clouds, great stuff. All of that kind of stuff happens at that one moment in
Right.
time.
And I would have
So-
been at Monument Valley like I was when I went there at dawn with a guide and all that stuff
Right.
to take you to places the public can't go. But so listen to this sad story. So I'm supposed to be this next weekend in the Palouse.
Okay. Ooh.
The Palouse. I've always wanted to go to the Palouse. I've always wanted to shoot the Palouse. And so a friend of mine, Bill Fortney, it's Bill Fortney. Bill is doing a workshop there and invited me to come along as a guest. I don't have to teach. Just go show and shoot and hang out with Bill and friends. It's going to be awesome. And I can't go now. Right.
This is next week?
This is next weekend. I can't go because I got two other commitments like on either side of it. One I didn't know about when I was planning the trip, and it all got kind of messed up, and now I can't go. So he offered, well, would you like to come to the Palouse in August? And he showed me pictures of the Palouse in August, and it's all brown. It's pretty, but when I think of the Palouse,
Rolling Greens.
so I'm not going to go. My chance to go to the Palouse was now. Now, I am going to try. I'm trying to make a trip. Well, I'm going to make a trip, God willing, to Provence at the right time. So, there's times where there's the right time to go and shoot someplace, and there's times when it is wrong.
Right.
Right now, it is
It's
wrong.
wrong. Right.
But soon, it will be right. Okay, so I think that's your case. Let's take a look at another photographer here. Let's see where we got. Okay, this is obviously New Jersey. No, just kidding. I would say that's somewhere in Canada.
Okay.
Could be, I don't know. Tulips. RC's starting to make noise. Let me open them in a larger format. Yeah. So there's some post-processing issues here, wouldn't you say, RC?
Yeah. I mean, the sky doesn't look very good for that. It looks like, it looks HDR. I don't want to presume it, but it does look a little HDR.
Look at this one now. That's HDR to
That's
death.
HDR hat.
Can I tell you? Can I give? Oh, I want to give you a tip about this particular picture. Do you know what looks terrible in HDR? Everything. No, just kidding. You know what looks terrible? That was a joke. Just a joke. No, dude. I do HDR, but I'm just not, I'm not doing crazy stuff. And I love your style of HDR.
Thank you.
In fact, I begged RC to give me presets and show me his style. Of course, he's written a whole book on it. But one thing that looks terribly bad when you try to do either HDR or heavy tonal contrast effects, like you see on this shot, is out of focus backgrounds look horrible.
Yes.
Horrible with it. And this background looks horrible. If you took the same shot, did the same toning on the gentleman, but then left the background without the HDR, this would be a completely different shot. This would be an awesome shot because I think this is an interesting, compelling view, right? I like the way the guy looks. I think this is a very interesting, I think it's composed well. It's just you crushed it with your post-processing. Go back and put the real crowd in from the original with no tonal stuff on it. I think you'll wind up with a much better looking image. This one I thought was pretty good. It's just over-sharpened. It's like super, super sharp. I don't know if you guys can see it on your screen, but it's over sharpened. And of course that brings out lots of noise and stuff back here, but I'm not as nearly as worried about that as it's just tremendously, like in real life, nobody would look that sharp. You'd be like, dude, what's wrong with your sweater?
I wish it were not as sharp, and I wish it had a little bit more contrast.
It
feels like,
you know what it is? The highlights are too bright, and I don't know. I don't think this will fix it. Unfortunately, it's like his sweater and all is way too bright for his face.
right.
And so, I mean, you'd have to do some serious post work to get this to kind of where it needs to be. But I'll do a 30.
But chances are you probably did some serious post work to get it to this.
Yeah, I would.
So-
I'm just going to do a 30-second fix here. But that's the first thing. Is his sweater is just way too bright, right? For a portrait, his face is supposed to have. And this is not a great thing. Also, I would kind of trim down the edges a little bit. I would darken them up just a bit so you get there's a bunch of just stupid junk in the background that would be better served, with just.
But I mean, look at that already. Just
this.
What's up, man?
It's a pretty good shot. He's not giving you a tremendous amount of like facial stuff, but I think it's better than the facial stuff we were getting earlier.
I wish his face were, because he has that kind of like, I'm at the beer.
Right.
But had he turned like
Right.
at you, kind of like this.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at my beard?
Yeah.
Like, had he come to you, I think that shot would have been probably a little bit
Yeah.
better.
And-
And don't sharpen bokeh.
Yeah, and this one,
You
don't
need
sharpen
the
okay.
You need the original sky.
Yeah, you need the original sky, and you also need to back off on the vibrance. It's too colorful. This one is it's not good. I'm not quite sure.
It's just creepy green.
Yeah, it's creepy green, and this one is.
Snapshot. Get rid of it.
Yeah, this one's gone too. But you know what?
Ustreamer 46181 says, how much sharpening is too much?
When it looks crunchy.
Yes.
Yeah, if your photo starts to look crunchy, or you start to see halos like around objects, when you start to see things like almost looks like someone took a line and traced the edge of your object. But I'd say crunchy, that's a good word,
Crunchy would
right?
be a good thing.
Because we will make it crunchy for print. Like for print, what you do is you get it looking good on screen. Like that looks good, it's not too crunchy. Then you go further. You go like, let's say that 50 was the right amount for your screen. Then you go to 70 for print because there's an inherent loss of quality. So you're looking at it on screen, you go, ooh, it's a little crunchy, but it prints
That'll
great.
print okay, yeah.
But I think what happened there is it looks a little crunchy on screen and you left it and it's on screen.
And what's happening with a lot of this HDR stuff that he has, like in that image, you could tell. And it's not even so much HDR, because it does happen whenever you try to overprocess stuff. And it's hard, and I apologize ahead of time, because what happens is the only way that I can think of it is you get detail, but it creates almost kind of like a bite in the picture.
Yeah.
Like it just bites a little bit. And that's where I'll do a couple of post-processing tricks where, like, let me just show a picture that I've been working on.
Please.
Called Wheel, right? Where now this picture has a great amount of detail, but it doesn't have that bite. Like, it doesn't look crunchy. Like, you can see that there's a lot of texture. You can see that there's a lot of...
You know what I
it,
would tell you if
but
I was
it's just-
critiquing that picture, RC? I like the picture. I would say add contrast.
Yeah, would you?
Yeah. Now, can I say something? No, wait.
fine. I'll add contrast.
Wait. What I'm seeing on your screen looks different than what I'm seeing on the broadcast screen. So I can't say, can you kind of see it again?
I'll show
Because
it
it
to
might
you
be, when I looked on your screen over there for a second, it looked a lot better. It looks a little flat on, see, we have a broadcast screen. Oh, no, it's fine. Sorry.
No,
It's fine. That looks great. That looks very washed out on the. Now we have a broadcast screen, so we can see in the studio what's being broadcast, and on the broadcast screen.
Now, how about I just adjust it for what we see on the broadcast screen, then you guys can tell us if it's actually.
Well, that doesn't mean their broadcast screen looks like that. I think this screen. Yeah. See, I think it looks real. What I'm seeing on your screen looks like when you go to 100 here, but. I couldn't tell you on your screen.
Yeah, like that screen probably looks a little bit better. But anyway, the point with all of it is here, right? Like if you're looking at this stuff, like there's a level of detail here that doesn't have a lot of bite.
Yeah, it's not like.
It's just.
Yeah.
It's not.
But it's nice and sharp and crisp.
Thank you, sir.
Don't you use like Nick Sharpener Pro?
I use Nick Sharpener Pro extensively when I work on my stuff.
Extensively.
So I use Sharpener Pro, either output sharpener or their pre-capture
we better
sharpener.
get through some of these, bro.
Sorry about that.
Hey, while I'm getting the next one set up, you're going to be hanging some of your stuff in a gallery in New York freaking City next week.
Yes, I am.
You
yes,
dog. Right. So this is part of this Canon print project.
This is part of a project called From Light to Ink. You can see it over at aboutrc.com. And basically, what they did was they wanted us to talk about large format printing and talk about the emotional component that you get from printing your images. And to that, they had asked if I would put some pictures up in a gallery in New York. So I have several pictures up there, but they had also asked individuals to submit pictures against the theme. And they kept the theme very loose. But one of the things that I was very happy about is we selected 2 winners. And now those people, plus their guests, so they're going to have a guest, are going to be brought to New York to do that.
Yeah, they're bringing them to New York.
So this is one of the images that I selected as a winner,
nice.
which I thought was really nice. It was a
That's
really
very
nice, tender moment for what they wanted.
Look at the size of his hand.
Right?
That's a little baby.
So there was that, and then there was this one.
Oh, that's nice.
Which I thought was really nice. It was very fine arty. Like it made you kind of triple take and be like, "What's going on? Like what? It's weird."
That's weird. Is that a person?
I thought it was cool. Yeah, it's a person.
I thought it was a bird.
It looks like a bird, right?
It does look like a bird. It's like a bird. That's a person. So they're going to be in New York next week in a gallery showing with RC.
So this is Erin Monroe and Rachel Tyne were the 2 winners for that. So
well, congratulations to them.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. And that's going to happen. If you guys are in the New York City area, it's going to be on the 13th, if I'm not mistaken. This is at the Joshua Leaner Gallery. If you want to find out more information about that, make sure that you go to aboutrc.com.
Yeah, go to aboutrc.com and check it out. So congratulations to you, Mr. I'm hanging my stuff in the gallery in New York City. You know, RC actually contemplated changing his name to RC. I'm hanging my stuff in the gallery in New York City, Concepcion. But it doesn't sound good. It never ring to it.
Somebody had just said something, Von Esquire, something.
Von Esquire, there you go.
I got to get the scarf. I need the scarf.
All right, well, congratulations to you. Let's take a look at the next one here. We got some interesting images here.
Okay.
Double exposure, looking good. I like it.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't know. Oh, I like that with the steam and the
monkey see.
Yeah. Yes. Aw. Okay. I would have loved to have seen them looking my way, but I still like that shot. This one, I think like
I'm flux summoned.
I'm flux summoned. Thank you. I'm flux summoned. I'm not sure what that means. It's not dirty, is it? Is that another Spanish cuss word I wasn't taught? Okay, so here's the thing.
¿Cómo se dice flux summoned?
¿Cómo se dice flux summoned? Is that the superpluxed? The emoticon with 2 X's through the eyes? Is
Probably.
That what it is? Okay. Anyway, this looks like maybe it was taken in a factory or a boat or something like that, and they're really close to this, so it's out of focus. Right. And they're focused on the bride and all.
This is just not good.
This is just.
I'm sorry.
The rest is
I'm
all
trying
good,
to like it. It's not good.
I want to like it. It's not good.
You should have zoomed.
Yeah, you should have. Because you know where a good picture is hiding? Down here. Down here we have a decent picture. It needs to be straightened. Ish. I mean, but it's not bad. But the other one's just kind of a mess. This, I think, is really cool. I mean, you did I think it's a double exposure because you don't generally get detail in the moon and detail here. This would be a double exposure or Photoshop. Either way, I'm fine with either one. You don't get extra points for doing it in camera. That's nice.
That's a very gorilla in the mist.
This is a little heavy on the post, but not bad. I like the beams of light. And that's not bad. You would have had really awesome beams if you'd gone a little further with your f-stop. You were at f16. Could have gone a little further. Yeah. And this is just a nice a nice scene, nicely exposed, nicely done. But
This looks like I like the moment. I think it's neat. It just has that kind of, like, you could see a title at the top going "Conversations with God" or like something like that. It has like a very spiritual. What does it all mean? And it's like, it's
look
okay.
towards the light.
Look towards the light.
Anyway, but not bad. I mean,
It's okay.
I'm not sure.
The gorilla one is probably the best one.
Yeah, the gorilla's pretty cool, and it was probably taken in a zoo, which is cool that you can get that quality of a shot in a zoo. But that's pretty. A lot of people are doing that.
Yeah.
But not bad overall. I mean, I would definitely over here. What's this? What's this? What is this?
Yeah. What about that thing up in the sky? What is that?
That's a bird.
Oh, yeah, no, that's.
Or it's a plane.
If it's not
is it
bigger,
a bird or a plane?
If it's probably.
That was setting up a Superman
I
thing.
know,
You don't have to answer.
I was going to.
This is bad over here.
But you know what? But here's the thing
Weird
with
things
birds.
sticking in from the side.
Here's the thing with birds. Like, if it's not big enough for you to be able to see that it's a bird or it's an interesting bird,
get
then
rid
it's
of
just
that.
a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it just looks like sensor dust. But this one I would just maybe back off a little on the, not necessarily the post-processing, just the vibrance. It just looks a little like, a little too like that. I backed off 23 there, so it just went from a little, or you could maybe keep the sun that color, but the grass is what really looks fakey. The grass looks overly green, so I would just maybe desaturate the grass. But overall, nice work, not bad. You're getting there.
That one I actually like. I wish it weren't completely cropped down onto the feet, but I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like, tell me about the rabbits. Kind of.
All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, well, that's nice.
That's actually very nice.
That's very nice. Nice and sharp. That's nice. That's nice.
Pensive bird.
Pensive bird. That bird looks pensive. And this is kind of That's nice. I would just blast this one out of there because there's, Now, if you're a birder and this is a specific bird and you were the one that caught the, this shot, there may be. But it's really bad light, really harsh light.
Yeah.
And it's not a pretty scene. But technically it's good. This is a prettier bird. I wish you didn't have some of these little pieces of stuff, I think is the word. Grass, thank you.
Whatever.
Weeds sticking up.
Brown
but
stuff.
That's kind of nice. I would like to see this a little brighter in here, but, obviously we can do that. I would maybe go in and just open this area up a little bit, maybe more than that, and just make this a little brighter in there so there's not such a big difference between that. It's probably not the best job, but not bad. That's not, with landscape shots, with wildlife shots, you always want to make sure the eye is nice and sharp and crisp. And
I wish there was a little bit more real estate on the left.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, it's an interesting gesture because I've never seen that on a bird. I don't know what he's doing. Like, it's like bird kung fu.
So I'm reading Brad's. Brad makes little funny comments when it's time for a break. He says, "Time for a break, so I can tell you about the lead I don't have for Yale." Thanks, Brad. All right. So anyway, not bad. I think today this is one of our best photographers. They're accomplished in a number of different. What's interesting? How much sports and wildlife are the same. They use kind of the same settings, and you have to be able to track things in flight and in movement and all. It's a very a synonymous kind of, not synonymous, very analogous. Dude, you're slinging the words like a boss today. And so RC, don't look up at the picture of the version on the screen. Look here. It's much better here.
It is much better there.
Than you're
It is
seeing.
much better
Yeah,
there.
our in-studio screen is kind of washed out. But you know what? We're going to see more of our in-studio screen after we take a break so Brad can tell me about the lead he doesn't have for Yale.
Stick around. We'll be right back.
Come on, Brad. Don't you know anybody at Yale?
Create your own space at squarespace.com.
Hi, this is Joe McNally for Kelby One, and check out my class, Photographing Your Sense of Humor, shot underwater at the Weeki Wachee Mermaid Springs, the famous home of the mermaids here in Florida. And it's a fun class, lots of things going on. Stop by, check it out.
Scott Kelby here with RC Concepcion.
What's going on? What's going on? So lots of, you know what? One of the things that I think is pretty good is we have for the critiques that we've been doing here. They're really good images, and then they're just like, get them out.
Yeah, it's been a little uneven. Like here's some good ones, here's some good ones. What's this doing in here? That's pretty common though. You know, to have maybe what you want to have is you'd rather have 4 good shots and 1 that shouldn't be in there than to have 1 lucky shot and 4 that, you know,
Right.
like, oh, you know.
Yeah. So, and that's just edit. It's just edit. Just
Right.
a good edit. All right. So let's take a look at these.
All right. Okay, so we've got this shot, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
This shot, which is,
Yeah.
I kind of like this.
I kind of like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like this a lot.
Love that.
This is awesome. This is shot of the day right
that.
here.
Love
That's
that.
beautiful. I love the light streaming in. I'd go back there with a smoke machine.
Tampa? Was this Tampa? You were
This
sitting?
is Cleveland. This is Cleveland.
Oh.
No, I think this is just an awesome shot. I love it.
That's my favorite shot of the day.
Yeah, that's my favorite shot of the day. Now, if we were going to be picky about it, I would have loved to have, shooting in this kind of atmosphere is tough to get them to do something interesting. Mm-hmm. It's really, really challenging. The best thing to do is just hang out as long as you can. But you know what? You got a good capture. The light. This one is all about the lighting and the color and the scene, and it's not really about the motion. It's not about what the guys are doing. It just looks like 2 guys in a market. But still, I love that shot. That's an awesome shot. This is, for reasons you can see, a less awesome shot. This is really interesting.
Yes.
I think this is I love how shallow the depth of field is. I love how clear you can read Harley-Davidson, and then it goes off to just a bouquet of just softness. I just think that's a cool shot.
It's an interesting shot, yeah.
This looks like
That's gotta
your
go.
friend. Yeah,
Gotta go.
that's the one that's got to go. And this is very nicely done. This is nicely post-processed, and it's really crisp, but it didn't go too far.
You know what
on the edge,
dare
though.
I say, what this reminds me of is very much a Vincent Versace shot.
Yeah, Versace.
It has a very much a Versace kind of feel to it. Like the
Right.
gesture's there, the color toning is there, the sharpness is there.
Right.
It
That's a
looks
keeper.
really nice.
Get rid of this one. Keeper.
I'd get rid of it. I mean, there's really no
Yeah.
reason, because you would never put this take next to that.
Yeah, this is really good. It's all right.
Yeah.
If we have,
The crop's weird. Like he cut off at the knee.
Yeah,
It
he's
looks
cut
like-
off in a weird
He's
spot.
cut off in all 3 spots you shouldn't cut him.
yeah, you got to spin that one. He's right.
It's like
but,
all the reasons-
but you can tell we have a very talented photographer here.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Oh, yeah.
keep working, keep looking,
And edit.
edit. Let's see what we got next here. Ooh, I'm gonna like this, I think. Oh, it's not big enough. Can I make it bigger? Oh, you know what? Let me do this. Let me open them in Camera Raw. We'll make them a little bigger. All right, that's cool. It's a shop, and that's cool. Enzo Ferrari. Well, I mean, it's a Ferrari, so I'm gonna give it that. That's cool.
That looks like a light painting.
Yeah, it looks like a light painting, and
It took me a second to figure out what it was. It
Yeah.
took me a second to figure out that it was a person.
yeah, it looked like a monster at first. So I really like the first one because, number one, this is a scene you don't get to see very often, but what I love about it is you have this motorcycle, the front wheels are off, it's up on this rack and all, and then you have that suitcase, or I wouldn't be a suitcase, it's a gear case or something, over to the right that has all that color. I think this is just kind of an interesting image. This one is nicely lit, it's nice soft light, but I'm not sure that the angle does anything for it.
Right.
It's not really helping that one. This is not a bad light painting. I like the blue, what do you call it? Blue white balance, and then you lit the car, probably with something with a gel on it. So that's nice.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think there's a couple of good ones in here. And
That just needs a little bit more-
RC's right. You look at it and you're not sure what's going on, and it looks over-processed.
Right. That could use a little bit more dodging and burning, or just like something to kind of bring it out. It's
So can I tell you a little story though that will help you? I hope. I don't know if it'll help you. It'll give you a peek behind the scenes. That's semi-related to these 4 pictures. So at Photoshop World each year we do a thing called the Photoshop Guru Awards.
Right.
And it's we have a bunch of different categories. We have Photoshop categories. We have photography categories. We have the Vincent Versace Photographic Excellent category. We have restoration and all kinds of different ones, right?
Right.
And we have a lot of photography categories, like portraits and different stuff. Anyway, So when we originally started doing this many years ago, the first couple of times we would get people here in the art department, which was mostly men, to do the judging. And then I realized at some point, very early on, many years ago, that the judging was very biased. It was too slated towards topics that men like. So we tried to split it up, and we had half men and half women. It is one of the most interesting things. I wish we could almost like put a video camera and tape it. The judging process of an awards thing, because number one is it's very interesting how men are drawn. Like if it's a car or something military or an aircraft and all the guys love it. All the guys, shot of a Mustang. Ooh, our immediate thing before we even evaluate the photo is, ooh, it's a subject I like. And then the next one would be like a little garden and stuff. And all the women are like, ooh, and the guys are like, are you kidding me? That sucks. Are you kidding? It was a very interesting thing, but it really shows you why you need men and women judging at the same time. But I want to tell you something that I think was interesting about the Guru Award judging in general. So what we would do is we'd pile all these images on my computer. In the wall of my office, I had a big monitor hanging. So I could go through. Now, we do all of this without seeing anybody's names. We never want to know, because sometimes there'll be somebody we know. We don't want to have any bias. We're trying to do it right. And so, and we did this. I would hit the button, and we would look at it. I would pause for a minute, see if there was any reaction, any comment, and we'd move on. So this is how the judging would go. Click, 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 and somebody might go, I kind of like that. Click, and it'd be a Mustang, and we'd go, ooh, nah, yeah. Click, click, and the entire room, guys and girls would go, ooh. When an image has it, everybody knows it. It would be simultaneously. It was the second it appeared on screen, everybody, if there are 8 judges, all 8 went, ooh. I mean, it was so consistent. And you knew right then, finalist. Now, they may not, we'd have to go, the second part of the judging was the brutal part. But getting down to who are the finalists, because we choose, I think, like 3 finalists and a winner for each category. So to get to that point was an amazing thing to watch, because when your shot has it has it for everybody. It's not a thing where someone argues it, someone else argues it. You argue later when you're trying to figure out which of these shots that all had an immediate impact. And we talk about this a lot of times, is impact. If your shot wants to, and we also talk about why you print big. Because when you print big, it gives more impact. And so, but I think I would love to do that hidden camera judging thing, not for any other reason for you to see the amazing difference between what men and women find as a good picture. And then a secondary thing would be that moment where the whole room is just like, wow.
And you know what? Like just to get a little, because we're pretty much done with this one. While you open up the next set, I would say that
I like him better than you do, but still, or her better than you do.
But like that's my favorite part about photography. Like at the end of the day, like I'm not looking for, when I'm shooting pictures, I'm not looking for a general consensus of you like my work. I'm looking for the rare moments when it happens. And I hope that they happen. I don't think that they have for myself. Like, I think that there are some spots where people look at them and they go, ooh, that's it. Ooh, that's nice. But I'm not looking for all of my work to do that. I'm trying to get those moments. So when they happen, it's like, yeah, all right, that's cool. And that's enough fuel through all of the crap that I shoot.
But this is an interesting thing too, because, so let's say that you went to Joe McNally's, right? Because we always look at Joe like, it's Joe, right?
Yes.
Go to Joe's portfolio and start looking through it, right? You would look through it, and any one of those images in a contest, you take any one of Joe's, put it in the contest, it would be, ooh. But now when you go to Joe's site, every shot is that caliber. And it makes it that much harder like you might see his first shot and go, oh my God, this guy's good. Click, oh, this guy's good. Oh, this guy's good. But then there's a shot that'll make you go, ooh, it's right. And that's what I think what RC is talking about is you're always trying to make that shot, but at some point when you are surrounded by those shots, then it makes it harder to get an ooh out of it, and that's why we keep pushing ourselves.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look. We got a good photographer here. I think this is some interesting stuff, actually. I really like that.
I like that.
I really like that a lot. This one's okay, but I like this one a lot. I love the super wide angle or fish.
Ah, yeah, that's great.
And I like you know what this photographer has done well is motion and emotion.
Like, yeah.
Look at the emotion
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Look at the emotion there.
Yeah.
But even though his hand isn't moving, you feel the motion. You feel it here. You even feel his emotion. Look at his face. His head's down, and this looks like it could be. This looks more like an academy, right? You know, like maybe Air Force or something like the Navy.
You know what I love about that is
because there's artillery shells. And those probably aren't at high school.
That's an okay picture, but I'd skip it.
Yeah, that's the weakest one of the bunch. Those aren't artillery shells. Oh, I didn't realize that. Those are just bullets. No, are they? Because there's a pistol right there, right? That's a pistol.
Yeah, but they wouldn't.
Yeah, they're
be
big.
that.
They're pretty big. I don't know what that is.
I don't know, but scale to that.
Either way, it's got to go. This is terrific.
We need a gun expert.
You
in
got
the chat.
3 terrifics.
What I love about, I'd get rid of that. I'd get rid of the bullets.
Hey, you know what would keep this inconsistent? Because you got a good style for movement. You got a good style developed with your slow shutter speed panning stuff, right? And here and here. And this one, this is the fastest moving thing you have. A guy running with a football, and there's no sense of speed. So, but
what I love about that stuff, about the motion and emotion stuff, is that it wasn't sharp. And it didn't need it to be because of the motion and the emotion that you're in. You feel like you're in the scene. You feel like you're right there with it.
That's a really good thing to say about this one. And,
Like
and these two.
You're there.
You feel like you're right there.
So I thought that was
That's cool.
really, really cool. Great
Well
shots.
done. Good job. We got a few more here to go. We're out of time, so we're going to go a little quicker here. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, they got something in the foreground. Nice. Interesting. Hey, this is a pretty good photographer here. All right, see what we got. So, I mean, I could nitpick a little bit, but that's a nice shot. I think this is a very nice shot. Lots of stuff in the foreground. You got beautiful mountains. You got nice, clean trees. I mean, if I had my druthers, I'd get rid of the stupid thing up here in the corner, right? But this photographer's on the right track. Got a little bit of foreground stuff here. Beautiful reflection. And I think there's good stuff here as well. And the unfortunate thing is you have an amazing rainbow, which everybody likes an amazing rainbow.
Everybody likes an amazing
and you
rainbow.
got a glacier, which you don't have every day. This is just kind of
Hey.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of things in here that are killing this really great thing in here. I don't know how to fix that. I don't know if a crop the mountains look all washed out. I was going to try to crop this to fix it, but I don't know what to do to
Take a nice Facebook picture. At least this part, this square.
Yeah.
You could have your square right there where you have your face, but.
And I'm not a fan of the dead tree.
Dead tree.
I think I would spin the dead tree, but you know what? Where's your strong point? This stuff right here. Your landscapey, your straight up landscapey stuff. Beautiful mountains. Is it the same mountain? It is the same mountain from different places. It's nice. I think you got some good stuff here.
Yeah,
and I know that I can tell you this. You're certainly on the right track.
Yep.
Right?
You're okay.
So not bad at all. On the right track. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. Nicely done. Okay. You know what? Okay, let me tell you why I like this photographer. Number one, they have a style, and it's in every single shot. It's consistent. If you want this photographer to take your portrait, they have a style. Their style is to shoot backlit. There looks like they're overexposing to get the faces exposed correctly, or maybe there doesn't look like there's any flash here, but could be a reflector or something thrown in.
Right.
I like some of the emotions here. The very first one is kind of the weakest one.
Yes.
I think. But I think this is he's giving you something.
Yep.
He's giving you, we talked earlier about, they're not, he's just looking at you. This
Yep.
guy's giving you a little something. He's giving you a little squint. He just looks like, all right, what's the deal with this guy?
He's working with you.
He's working with you. And she's working with you.
Yeah.
She's giving you a nice kind of smile. She looks like an interesting person. It's well lit. It's all backlit. And I like that every shot looks the same. I think I could do without this one.
Yeah, it looks weird when she sits.
Well, it also looks out of character with the other stuff. And then this one, she's sitting and it looks good.
That looks really cool.
Yeah. I think that might be the best one actually, because it just looks interesting. I mean, now technically, can I nitpick stuff? Yeah, your eye's drawn over here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wish that weren't
yeah.
there, but
you know what? I think it's still a good shot. I think this is a good photographer doing good stuff. I think you are on the right track. Keep it up. Time for a Brad break because I have to leave you guys to go pick up my car before the garage closes. You guys keep doing your thing as long as you want, though. Well, thank you, Brad.
I appreciate
Brad's
that.
out. So there's 2 thumbs up from Brad. I like the way you decorated your set, though. I like you pimped it up. That's nice. I think I appreciate that. It's your care for detail for stuff like this.
That's what I do.
All right. Hey, so I'm taking these books with me to Hartford. I'm going to leave them here on the set.
Right?
No?
Why are you leaving them on set if you're taking them with you?
I was going to have you take them.
Guess I'm coming back.
Man, let me tell you what.
Well, we don't need them now. We'll just give them to him. Why
It's
don't we take a
hard.
quick break?
Yeah, we're taking a break. We're giving
And
you
then
now.
we'll giving him the books. We'll come right back with more information here on the grid.
We don't want to get in the way of Brad's car repair. Hi, everybody. Scott Kelby here. I want to tell you about my brand new full-day seminar. It's called Shoot Like a Pro Reloaded, and it picks up right where the last seminar tour left off. It's that next level of stuff. The first class is called The Secret Sauce. You got this nice camera, you have some really nice lenses, but you're still not getting the kind of shots you want. It's because you gotta know the secret sauce. Number 2, the second class of the day is called My 7-Point System for Lightroom, or if you use Camera Raw, it's for that. And you're gonna learn the 7 things you need to know. Once you know those 7 things, it's gonna change the way you work in Lightroom or Camera Raw forever. Third class of the day is called Really Great Lighting on a Really Tight Budget. And we show you how to do that next level of lighting, but we keep it simple and we keep it inexpensive. The next class is called The Stuff That Nobody Tells You. And when I did the class for the first time, you know what everybody came up at the end of the day and said? Why doesn't anybody tell us this stuff? So that's what we're gonna do in the 4th class. And we end the day with photo recipes where I go through basically a cookbook of type of images. Here's what the image looks like and here's exactly how to get it. Hope I'll meet you in person on my brand new from scratch tour. It's called Shoot Like a Pro Reloaded.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Grid RC here with Mr. Scott Kelby.
Yo.
We're out doing the next set of critiques, but before we do, I want to tell you about our PeachBit ebook deal. Make sure that you go to peachbit.com/Kelby1, enter in the code Kelby1, and you can get this book, How to Get People to Do Stuff.
Oh God, do I have to read this?
Master the art of science.
I can't get Brad to take the book.
And motivation.
Brad, can you take these books?
No.
No, man, I gotta go pick up my car.
Sorry. All right.
Can you take this lens? No. Can you take anything? No.
So, great ebook, 40% off. Make sure you go to peachbit.com.
What is this here?
Kelby1. Enter in the code Kelby1. Now, what do we have here for other?
Okay, yeah, let's take a look. I'm gonna have to make the pictures bigger. Let me.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so here we go. 4 shots. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story. Dun, 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 dun. Story about a man. No, so what you got going on here is a
condition.
No, here's what it is. So this week, and this happens quite a lot. Someone will send me either a message or a Twitter thing, and they'll say, "Hey, can you look at my portfolio?" Well, I can't look at everybody's portfolio, but like last week, I looked at one. I looked at a couple this week. I try to do them here and there to help people out. And there's one I have actually sitting ready to go. That I want. That the guy is so good. He's a beginner and he's so good. I want to let him know. But one of the ones I did this week was a guy, and I looked at his shots, and they're all technically fine. But the problem is, and I don't know how you teach this, he has no idea what makes a good photograph. He simply doesn't. They're perfectly exposed. He's got a nice camera. It's got a nice lens, and they're shots of absolutely nothing. And I'm like, I don't know how to say, you know what? This is really, really boring stuff. You don't know what you're even shooting for. So I want to give you an example. So I had RC pull this up. We had this polar bear shot, right? And look at RC's polar bear. Look at the one that on my screen. Can we switch back to my screen?
Go to 2.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Yeah, nose cut off. He's underwater. It's just, and go to RC's over on 500px here.
Over.
And it's like, and there's a million.
I mean,
if you
yeah,
go to
any
polar bear shot is
here's a polar bear in water, or a polar bear.
That's an interesting polar bear in the water. And so the problem is, and I don't want to be mean. I'm trying to help you, but you don't know that this is a bad shot. If not that's not the bad shot. That's a good shot. Can we switch back to mine?
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna leave
that. This is a very bad shot. It's just bad. And you don't know it's bad. You know what's worse? This one. And the worst of all, this is terrible. This is a terrible photograph. But you don't know it. It's not your fault. It's not like I knew it was bad, because you haven't looked at enough snake shots to know, what was I shooting for, right? Go to 500px, click on a snake. And let's switch over to RC's machine real quick. That's a good snake shot. It was probably shot in the same kind of place like that. Obviously looks like it was done in a very controlled environment. That might have been done in somebody's studio. But if you go and click on, there's a, well, look at the one in the bottom, Hungry Snake.
Like here.
Or that one.
This is close up.
Yeah.
Even that.
These are nice snakes. Now let's flip over and look at your snake. This is really bad. But here's the thing. So you obviously like wildlife. You obviously like shooting in like in a zoo or something like that. You know what you got to do? I've got the answer for you. It's not give up photography. The answer is you need to figure out what a good snake shot looks like. You need to go to places like 500px, go on Pinterest and search for the word snakes, and look for really, really good shots and go, oh, okay, that's what I'm looking about. Now, let's leave the one on screen that we were just looking at from 500px. You could go, all right, so what makes this shot so good? Well, the lighting is soft. In fact, I think the snake is backlit, right? Mm-hmm. The actual sun is behind the snake. The background behind the snake is out of focus. It's soft. That makes the snake stand out in the picture. In your picture, it looks like you used the pop-up flash on your camera. By the way, the pop-up flash should never be used to do anything but to trigger an off-camera flash. Your pop-up flash, it is only designed to make things look bad, and it's doing its job for you. You actually photographed an interesting looking snake. Your subjects are interesting. Think about this. Remember we were talking earlier in the show, you're shooting the wrong subjects. Mm-hmm. You're shooting the right subjects, but you don't know you have no idea what you're going for. What you need is a goal. What you need to do is go back to the same place, go back to the same zoo that you were in. But before you go to 500px, take screen captures, whatever you want, or just have the 500px app on your phone, type in snake and say, okay, this is what I'm looking for. How am I going to get that? What am I going to do? Well, do I have the right lens? Am I able to zoom in close enough? And then how do I get the background out of focus? So your pop-up flash turned whatever background was behind your photo to black. That's a very typical pop-up flash thing to do. Mm-hmm. There probably was a background behind your photo, but you shot it at f9. F9 is a horrible, horrible f-stop for shooting wildlife because it makes the background behind your photo pretty much in focus. So what would have been a good f-stop? The lowest number your lens would allow. f2.8, f4, even f5.6. Zoom in as much as you can. You were shooting the worst possible lens, in my opinion, ever made, an 18-55. It's just me. I hate that lens on a level you can't believe. It's the kit lens. So you're not going to get the results that the guy on the other shot on RC's machine got because you don't have the lens that makes good snake shots. Because you would have to get so close with an 18-55 that the snake would actually strike. So here's the thing. I want to nurture your love of nature by you going and looking at and getting an idea of my goal is this. Mm-hmm. How do I do? Because you saw the guy's gorilla shot earlier. People are able to take absolutely amazing shots in zoos today. There are a lot of photographers and photo walks and all that happen inside zoos.
We just released a class not too long ago.
We just released a class shot in a zoo, right?
Shot in a zoo by Annie Cahill.
Right, and I've written about it. I've gone to a zoo and done it in my books as well. Mm-hmm. But there are techniques that you haven't learned yet, and there are if you don't know what you're looking for, you get this. And I'm not.
You just
it
gotta know what
sounds
you're looking
terrible. I'm not trying to be mean. I want to help you. I really do. Your problem is a combination of you don't really have the techniques yet, and you don't have the right equipment yet. You're going to need a lens that gets a lot closer, so you can use a lower, so you can get that out of focus background. You're going to need to use a lower f-stop, and you really need to know what you're looking for. You really need, you would, after studying this in a while, and you're going to go, wow, none of the polar bears have their nose cut off. You would start to realize, wow, I looked at 50 polar bears and not a single one had their nose cut off. All right, I got to back off a little bit. I got to realize that there's not a single good-looking shot of a snake on 500px was taken with a pop-up flash. The light's always beautiful. Well, how do I shoot beautiful light? Well, take the pop-off flash off for one, but there's a lot more to it. But I don't want to be like sell your camera gear,
Right.
because let's look at your is this a leopard? What is that?
That's a leopard, I think.
RC says leopard, and as you can tell, he's an outdoorsman, a wildlife man from a long time
My
ago.
daughter knocked this out in like 10 seconds. My daughter knows everything. I'm like,
She would
it's a
go,
cat.
that's a ringtail. Anyway, so here's the situation here. You're not getting the separation, and you cut off his ear, and he's too close to the top of the frame. So you need to make the background way more out of focus. You need to make him sharper. But you got the one critical thing.
It's a cheetah.
Is it a cheetah?
Cheetah. Somebody said cheetah.
All right, good, cheetah. All right, so it's a cheetah with an eye in focus. The eye's in focus. You got that part. We got to get that background way out of focus. You got to leave more space. And you would know all this if you were studying what great wildlife shots look like.
Yes.
That's what you got to do. Go to 500px, study them, and then go back again and do it again and understand. Now, I have another thing. So look how icky the water looks here, right? Everything's like really bad and stuff. Did you see a sneak peek this last week? So Terry White from Adobe did a sneak peek of a new feature coming sometime in the future to Lightroom that gets rid of
This kind of stuff.
this stuff, gets rid of the, what's it do? It cuts through the mist and clouds and clutter, or it adds it. You can actually add it to a photo, or you can take it away. And people that are have the Lightroom CC, they get that feature.
Nice.
So that feature will be in Lightroom. If you bought Lightroom 6 and you have the perpetual copy, you don't get it. So only people that subscribe, which is what Adobe told everybody, was if you subscribe, you get new features. So anyway, they sneak peeked it.
Yeah. That'll be pretty good for those two
Anyway,
pictures.
but that would help those two pictures. One slider and it goes,
All right. Now.
No, let me just one last thing.
Okay. Go right ahead.
I don't take this the wrong way, okay? So I'm not saying sell your camera. There's no hope for you or anything like that. There is hope for you. It starts with research. That's where you start. Good luck to you. I really wish you the best.
All right, so let's wrap it. We've got a couple more things here. So we have a new class
too.
that's coming out,
Contest.
and we have a contest. So let's start with the new class, high-end skin retouching, start to finish with Christina Shirk. Take your retouching skills to the next level. Christina
this is
Shirk.
high-end retouching
Improving
stuff.
your portrait retouching will not only help you make your clients look the best, but they want to keep coming back for all of the portrait work because no one else makes them look so good. Christina Shirk knows what she is doing. She is really
She's
good
very,
at this.
very good.
And been hearing people
And fun, right?
talking.
She's very fun.
She's fun. She's great. She's really good at what she does, and it's been getting rave reviews. You guys are going to want to see that over at Kelby1. Also, make sure that you stop by Photoshop World, photoshopworld.com. This is our multi-day conference on Photoshop, Lightroom, photography. This is happening.
Yeah.
And design, right?
Yeah.
This is happening
And
August
video.
11th through the 13th, 2015. You will get to meet all of the world's best instructors. You can learn all sorts of stuff. Make sure you take a look at this. You're going to learn more in 3 days than you have in the last 3 years. Register now at photoshopworld.com.
Right. But you know what, RC?
Yes, sir.
Let's give them 10 reasons why you should come. You know, here we go. As fast as we can give them.
Okay.
Number one, there are 3 full days of training. 3, it's Photoshop, it's Lightroom, it's the whole 9 more.
All right, you're going to learn in 3 days, and more you have in 3 years, so that's that.
Right. We have a brand new VIP hosted photo walks. We'll be doing photo walks throughout Las Vegas for our attendees.
We're doing the hands-on labs where you can actually bring your stuff and you can get a professional to help you with your project.
Yeah. Can I tell you something? I'm doing a lab on I think mine's portrait retouching, is it?
Yeah, mine's on
portrait retouching. So what it means is you bring your laptop, bring images that you want to work on. You set up in a room, and then me and Brad will both be in there, and we're just going to walk around. And when you get stuck on something or you're doing your stuff, and you're like, I don't know how to do this, raise your hand. We come over and help you out. It's one-on-one help, but it's really time for you to work on your stuff.
Right.
Because people shoot a lot of. There'll be people shooting at the Westcott booth the whole time. It's really good. Sorry, that's new. It's brand new. Hands-on labs.
Right. Another new thing is the live natural shoots. So we have like these 4 sections where you could do food, you could do models, you could do macro,
it's all set
you
up
could do
for
wedding.
you.
It's all set up for you. You just walk up and shoot.
Yeah, we have after-hours parties where you can mix and mingle and network and talk to people and listen to music and dance and eat food.
We have over 100 classes. So there's
100
100 classes, all sorts of different things. You can do all of that stuff in one spot.
We have an opening keynote that is I host it, and Larry Becker hosts the awards part of it, and Adobe is there. So Adobe uses that opening keynote to do cool stuff. You want to be there for it.
The expo floor. Right? Tons of vendors are going there. Tons of classes are
Lots of
happening
vendors,
there on the
classes,
stage. You get
the
to
whole
play
nine
with
yards.
stuff. That's a great place. I've learned a lot just on the expo floor. So it's definitely a place for you to be.
How about a promo code to save money? Use this promo code. You can save money. Go use the promo code is PSW Top 10. PSW Top 10. It's a promo code. Gives you a discount. Go to PhotoshopWorld.com.
Nice. Contest. Let's get out. So make sure you go to kelby1.com.
What are we giving away?
Contest. We are going to give away a ticket to one of your seminars. So what we'll do
Yeah,
is,
if you want to come to Hartford Friday, I'm
There you-
teaching there, but then I'm in London, swinging London next, London, England.
so go to kelby1.com.
Just go to Kelby Live, KelbyOneLive.com. We'll get you there.
kelby1live.com. Right. Once you go there, the
Oh, look,
Reloaded
swinging
tour.
London right there. So July 14th, we're going to give away a ticket. If you want to win, go back to where our contest is. You go to, where do they go for contests?
kelby1.com/contest. And then from there, you can put in your name, you can put in your email address, you can put in a website, and tell us if you want to go to that show or if you want one of these 2 things right here. Adventure
these.
Sports Photography by Mr. Tom Bowl.
We love
right?
Tom Bowl. Tom's awesome.
Tom Bowl does some great work, so you can also vote for that. Or 100% Kid by Allison Tyler Jones, a photographer's guide to capturing kids in a whole new light.
And I will even throw in a copy, ready? Of the spiral bound version of my Lightroom CC
Snap.
book, Spiral Snap, not available in bookstores.
Perfect. Well, great. Thank you
Because
very
it's
much.
spiral bound.
Thank you very much for that last edition.
All right. Well, thank you for letting us tell you a little bit about Photoshop World. It's going to be a blast. If you're into like Lightroom, we got 3 days of it.
Yep.
If you're into lighting, we got 3
of it.
days of it. If you're into just straight up photography, we got 3 days of it. If
Video?
you're into Photoshop, 3 days of it. Creative Suite stuff, 3 days of it. Wedding stuff, 3 days of it. We got lots of 3 days of everything.
So make sure you stop by over at photoshopworld.com. Thank you so
Hey,
much.
wait, we didn't get through 15. All right, here's the 15-second critique. Whoop. Here we go. 15-second critique. This will be easy. You're
yes.
good. Yes.
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 You're
good.
very good. You're awesome. That was easy. Wow. I should have gone to that one earlier.
That's what I was saying. I was looking at it and I was like, this guy wants us to critique his stuff?
Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Hard to lose with that.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's good.
That's all right. Oh, there's a really bad post-processing black glow around here and edges problem. There's something funky going on there. So here's the thing. You've got good composition, interesting places, some nice skies, a little crunchy on some of the posts, but not bad. You're doing a good job. And you're consistent. Your stuff is, it's pretty much consistent. And lastly,
Oh, yeah.
Well-
yeah.
oh yeah.
Yes.
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 No.
Yeah, no. You were all that's
That's great.
awesome. I love that shot. This looks like it was taken outdoors at a car show too.
Wait, back up. Is that him?
Right there. I could probably get rid of that. Yeah, just get rid of that bump there and keep going. Right across the Porsche line is perfect. That's a really nice shot.
That's really cool.
You know what else do I like about this photographer? They have a theme.
Mm-hmm.
They have a theme to their work. They're doing detail stuff. This is good. Lose it. That's really bad light for that.
But again, the problem with them is just the edit.
You're taken by looks like a Ferrari. You're taken by the fact that it's a Ferrari, but this stuff is strong.
That's great. That Porsche one with the
That
suitcase.
Porsche one's good. This is good stuff though.
I would say the second favorite next to the Spice one.
Yep. The Porsche one?
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard
Absolutely.
to beat.
Hard to
You know,
beat,
though,
hard
this
to
is nice too, though. You know what's nice about it? The shadows and the lines. I mean, that's so clean and nice. If I could make one thing to make this better, look at the very bottom. Clone that out. That is such a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
I love it. Very nicely done. Thank you to everybody that submitted. I hope you all take it in the right vein.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there was nobody that was just like terrible. Everybody was. We had some good photographers here today.
Yeah, very good
Unfortunately, when
photographers.
they're really good, all you do is look at it and go, great, 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 great. Because I think in that case, like the gentleman here a minute ago, it was really obvious. Is like, are you kidding me? I mean, so just to show you these real quick, is great lighting and an interesting guy with an interesting expression. Great lighting with an interesting guy and an interesting expression. Very interesting expression. I'm not as crazy about the post-processing on this particular one, but her eyes have a lot of depth to them, and I think this is an interesting shot.
It matches the tone.
This was the least one of the bunch, but still okay. And this has got just a lot of interest to it. I like the composition. I like how little you can see of the subject. This is just really good photography, just really well done, nicely post-processed. Not too much right on the edge though, but not too much. But that's just I didn't want to dismiss it and just go great, 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 and not really talk about why. But sometimes it's really obvious these are really good shots.
Right.
All right. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Alex, our studio audience.
If you want to see more of you,
go check me out over at scottkelby.com, my blog.
That's
and
right.
you're at About RC.
AboutRC.com. You can find everything there.
And you're on Twitter, Facebook, every place else.
Everything's About RC.
Me too. Well, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next week right here live on the grid.
Take care, everybody.